What's up? Welcome to your Buckeye Rush Hour for a hump day, Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. You know the deal. It is first of the month. All right. As you guessed it, we are going to talk Buckeyes by the numbers. I like to do this check-in like every 4 weeks. So through 8 games, how did the Buckeyes stack up nationally in most statistical categories? We're also going to talk some CFP rankings that came out last night. And maybe we'll talk about the little story up there in the toilet up north. So get your questions in. We are taking calls. The phone number is in the description below the video. Hey, please don't forget to hit the like button. That is the thumbs up. It is free of charge, and I would consider it a close a personal favor, honestly. And I owe you. So you got that on your board. What's that? It's freaking November already. Oh my God. November's for contenders. We got 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Saturday till the big one. And according to Desmond Howard, we have no excuses. No more excuses anyways. So that guy, who decided it was a good idea to put him on a freaking TV set? Anyways, all right, here we go. Stick with me. I will come back around to the chat in a second, but I want to get through these offensive and defensive stats, kind of let you know where we stand, and we'll regroup. Hit me with your questions, comments, all that stuff in the chat. Those of you listening on podcasts, I appreciate you. You can get your questions in by email at joe@thebuckeyecast.com. It's probably the easiest way. You can also leave a 5-star review or any review. I'll read your questions in the reviews. So, all right, let's get to it. So we're talking team stats here. We can get into some individual stats eventually, I guess. I don't know. A lot of guys have been dinged up, missed a little time, especially running backs. And the O-line has been less than perfect, that's for sure. So anyways, let's get into it here. All right, we're starting off with scoring offense, points per game. Buckeyes are 38th in the country at 32.5. Yeah, we're going to have to do that whole program where I start wearing glasses. That's probably going to happen soon. This type is way too small. So 32.5 points per game. Now, I did go back and check last year's numbers for the Buckeyes, and they were second in the country with 44.2. Tennessee was number 1, 46.1. You can tell Tennessee is not the same offense either. So where are they actually? That's an excellent question, Joe. They are 44th, 31.8. So a similar fall from grace for Tennessee as far as the offensive numbers go. So Buckeyes are 32.5 points per game. All right, let's go total offense. The Buckeyes are 40th with 428 yards of total offense. Passing, Buckeyes are 15th in the country, 295 yards per game. The leader is Washington with 399, but they don't really run the ball much, so no big deal there. But there's a bunch of mediocre teams in that top 15. But anyways, Buckeyes are 15th. Rushing offense, again, Buckeyes, with Trey dinged up for the last 3-4 weeks, Buckeyes are 93rd. Running for 134 yards per game. Not great, but I look for that to get much better over the next 2-3 weeks before we go into Ann Arbor. The leader is Air Force, 300 yards a game. Interesting. Funny that Air Force leads in ground attack. Anyway, let's see. Sacks allowed. This is not good. Buckeyes are 65th. They've allowed 16 sacks total. That's 2 per game. Again, O-line issues. Going back to that crap. All right, let's talk TFLs allowed. This is something Sean brought up on Sunday night because we allowed 9 TFLs against Penn State, and then 9 this past weekend against Wisconsin. So that's a scary trend. We need to stop that immediately. So the Buckeyes, through 8 games, are 51st in the country with 42 TFLs. All of last year, I think we had 50. Yeah. And even 50 through 13 games last year. That was 6 in the country. But again, that was an O-line with 3 NFL players on it, 2 tackles and a center. Key positions, you might say. They're all key to some degree, right? Let's look at turnover margin here. The Buckeyes are 74th in the country. They're at minus 0.13 per game. So the last game, Kyle with the 3 turnovers obviously killed us. And on defense, I'm sure you've noticed that we're not getting turnovers, just the style of defense we're playing. But we'll get to the defensive stats in a sec. Let's talk long passing plays. Now, we're going to break it up by 10-yard chunks, okay? So we have 89 plays of 10 yards or more. Not surprising. That's pretty easy. That's 22nd in the country. Now, 20 yards or more, we are 10th in the country with 38 plays of 20 yards or more. Now, 30 yards or more, Buckeyes are 23rd with 17 plays of 30 yards or more. This is pass. Now, 40 yards, Buckeyes are 23rd with 9 passing plays of 40 yards. Yep, we're still going. Buckeyes are 13th with 5 pass plays of 50 yards. 60 yards. Yeah, we got a couple of those too. 26 in the country with 2 of them. 70 yards. Yeah, we got one of those. 2 of those, actually. Buckeyes are 8th with 2 of those, and that's it. We don't have any 80 or 90-yard pass plays. I did want to look at last year's to compare. Yeah, we only had 2 last year of 70 yards or more in 13 games. 3 of 60, 6 of 50. So, yeah, we were 11th with 14 40-plus last year. And 32 plays of 30-plus yards. Wow, that's 5th in the country last year. Insanity. All right, so let's look at the defense here. Scoring defense, rushing, passing, total. Let's see, sacks, TFLs, INTs, fumbles, forced. Sure. 3rd down conversions, we'll look at that. That sounds good. That's a good start. Okay. So scoring defense, points per game here. Buckeyes are number 2 in the country. Getting it done, 10 points per game, and even 10. Michigan obviously is number 1 because they played high school teams up to this point. So Buckeyes solid at number 2. Penn State right behind them. So you got 3 Big Ten teams there in the top 3. Air Force, again, weirdly up here at the top in the top 5. Anyway. All right, Georgia coming in at 7th with 14.8. Again, weak-ass schedule. All right, rushing defense, yards per game. The Buckeyes are 17th in the country, allowing right at 100 yards per game. You got Penn State 4th in the country. Nebraska 6th. Did not know that. Michigan 7th. Georgia 12th, again, played nobody. Oregon 13th, good defense there. Texas, very good run defense this year. Did not see that coming. They're 15th. Clemson 16th, even with their 4-4 record. All right. Passing yards, Buckeyes are 5th in the country, allowing 160 yards per game. Michigan's number 1 with 141. Rutgers up there with 156. I think we touched on that on Sunday night. Notre Dame up there with 158. Penn State, 160. So Midwest getting it done on the defensive side of the ball. Georgia down here at 15th. They're allowing 178 yards per game through the air. All right, total defense yards per game. Buckeyes are fourth in the country, allowing 260. Michigan number one, 227. Penn State number two, 235. Ohio University Bobcats here at number 5 behind the Buckeyes. Then Clemson, A&M, Georgia, 272 total. Let's look at sacks. Buckeyes are down pretty far, only 16. They're 79th in the country, 2 per game. Need to improve that. That'd be nice. TFLs. Buckeyes are 74th with 45 TFLs. That's only 5.6 per game. Would be nice to increase those for sure. All right. INTs, interceptions. The Buckeyes are 91st, just 5 interceptions. No surprise there. It's less than 1 per game. Fumbles forced. We have 6. We are 58th in the country, so less than 1 fumble forced per game. That's not fumbles recovered, different stat. Third down conversions percentage. Buckeyes are 17th in the country at 31%. Would like to get that down under 30, but Georgia's number 1 at 25%. Utah number 2, Texas 3, Penn State 4, Oklahoma 5. A&M is showing up in some of these defensive categories. Too bad they can't put together a good solid team and a season. I don't see Michigan here. Oh, here they are, 25th, 32%. Okay, so 1% behind us. All right. So all in all, the Buckeye defense obviously showing up much better. I think we're going to get well in the statistical categories on offense over the next 3 weeks with, Rutgers. What else do we have? Minnesota, shit like that. So going into Michigan, I think will be pretty high, higher anyways in statistical categories. But we're doing well. I feel good about the defense. I don't care about turnovers, sacks. I will trade all of those statistical categories for wins and keeping opponents out of the end zone. That's fine with me. So let's pop in the chat, see what's happening, see what you guys want to talk about. All right. Oh, we got a lively chat. Oh, PC jumped in and then he jumped out. He'll be right back. Odysseus says, new evidence. They knew our place. 2nd and 9, first quarter. Stallion says, run right. And Mentor calls 0 blitz. Yep. What's up, doozy? That's a doozy. Yeah. The Odysseus, I assume you're talking offensive. Needs to improve the points per game. I agree 100%. We're not going to be 2022 Buckeye offense, but we can be much better, in my opinion. Thanks for hitting the like button, everybody, as you're popping in. We got the numbers climbing, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Odysseus, the running game is improving. I think we're going to continue to see that get better. It's a combination of things. Even with Mayan out for the season, which really sucks ass, at least we have Trey back, assuming he's 100%. And then the O-line is making gradual steps. It's definitely not a finished product, but it's taking steps. And let's not confuse this O-line with last year's. 3 NFL players on that O-line. Luke Whippler, you could go back and forth with, I understand. But 2 NFL tackles that are starting, you can't replace that. And you can't compare this season's O-line to last. It's not fair. But we do need to be better on the O-line for sure. I agree, Odysseus. Some of those sacks are on McCord. And him getting comfortable back there with the O-line is part of the maturation process or the growth process or whatever, Frank, what's up, Frank? Let's go Buckeyes. Frank Caroni, 6. Billy, what's up, Billy? Been a little bit. Billy says it all comes down to if Kyle can get his act together. Oh, and the O-line. Yes, sir. Frank says Buckeyes are number one. Yep. PC, what's up? PC's back. All right. Like I said, we're taking phone calls, so let me keep an eye on the waiting room. Phone lines are open. That's right, PC. It is Ohio against the world. So much hate on the Buckeyes. Odysseus says number one. Yeah, you wouldn't know it by watching BSPN college football show. Yeah, not surprised there. Matthew, what's up, Matthew? Pouring some cement. Another day, 3 a.m. pour and side job driveway after. Dude, you are the hardest working Buckeye. Odysseus also says Desmond represents the average team up north football player academically. Yeah, exactly. It is Ohio against the world doozy. Yeah, Frank, Air Force is undefeated. Those guys, I didn't know they could run the ball and play defense so well. I haven't watched a game. I have so many other games I'd rather watch. All right, let's keep it rolling. Odysseus says we played multiple top 50 offenses. Yeah, exactly. Again, goes back to strength of schedule. You know, who have you played? You know, it's easy for Michigan to be number one in top 5 in these statistical categories, playing nobody. Matthew says, I live in Dundee, Michigan. Hate the scum fan base here. Moved from Steubenville, but just made $200 bet we would be number one. Nice. Good day for you. Billy, how did Howard get that job? I have no idea. He's had it forever too. Seemingly, once you get that job, you retire it. You retire there, like working for the state or something. I don't know. Odysseus says probably Super Bowl 31. PC, Matthew, do you know the Milam family? Yeah, Billy, beer on Matthew. That's what I'm saying. Doozy says Howard hates Ohio State, and so does ESPN. Yeah. Yeah, they're no longer in business with the Buckeyes, really. You know, Big Ten is out of the ESPN world. Yeah, Matthew, it is time for helmet mics in college. Should have been a long time ago. But yeah. Odysseus says Day needs to use comms and helmets. Yep. I agree. Apologize for it later if you get caught, right? Matthew says shots, not beers. Nice. Ryan Day's beard is in, and he made it. You guys are hammering the like button. I love it. Good job. Good job, gang. All right. You want to talk about CFP, or do you want to bang on Michigan some more? Oh, I got a question for the chat. Okay. This is very simple. Yes or no answer. This is just opinion. We don't need facts here to get in the way of a good opinion. Is that Connor Stalions, quote unquote, the sign stealing guy? Is that the guy in the photos on the sidelines at the Central Michigan game versus Sparty? Do you think that was him? Yes or no? I'm curious. I'll give you my answer after you guys answer. What else here? Okay, first up. Oh, Billy brings up a great point. When is Petiti going to at least make a statement? That's a hell of a question, Billy. You got the talking heads like Paul Feinbaum out there calling out the Big Ten on the 4-letter network. The more people who get on television, radio, whatever, and call out the Big Ten, the more pressure it puts on the Big Ten to make a statement. And That's the key. You need to get everybody out there banging on the Big Ten. I've tweeted at the Big Ten offices. I don't know what else to do. I'm sure they didn't read it, but I said it is your job right now to do something. You got a team blatantly cheating here, screwing the rest of the conference. Come on. Do something. Like Billy says, at least a fucking statement. PC says, yes, it is Connor freaking Stallions. Odysseus says, yes. Matthew says, no. Okay, that's the first no vote. Ryan Day's Beard says, yes. Doozy says, yes, that's him 100%. Billy says, yes. Jeremiah says, yes, emphatically. Odysseus says, Petiti is AWOL. Yeah, kind of like Kevin Warren, right? He seemed to just go AWOL at the perfect time, like all of COVID. Douchebag. This Petiti guy better not be another fucking Kevin Warren, man. I'm not getting a great first impression here. And he was he working for the MLB during the Astros scandal, Petiti? I thought he was in the front offices there, and they did nothing about the Houston Astros and their trash can bangers. PC says it's not just photos. He was recording with Google glasses or something. Yeah, I saw those. Those are nice Ray-Bans, man. I got to see how much those cost. Josh Pate was even tweeting out about it. It's pretty hilarious. Some good quality. If that's quality video, you can shoot with your sunglasses. Dude, I'm all over that. Matthew says, I fucking hate Feinbaum. No, I don't like him either. But he is on the 4-letter network that a lot of people listen to. And he's got a big platform, So I think the more people with big platforms, large followings, big audiences that bang on the Big Ten, the more pressure it puts on Petiti and those guys. And what's Gene Smith doing? I almost said Gene Simmons. What's Gene Simmons up to? Why isn't he in part of this? No. Don't wanna wait till you know me better. No singing. So what is Gene Smith doing? Just coasting into retirement here in the next 6-8 months? He needs to be on the horn daily, texting Petiti, banging it, blowing up his inbox, whatever. Do something, Gene. Come on, man. It's the last great thing you could do on the way out the door. Odysseus says Neuheisel was rallying against Team Up North on XM. Okay, that's a start. I'll take Rick Neuheisel. Always liked him. Randy's Beard probably doesn't want to step on the NCAA's toes. I feel like they are just standing back. Yeah, there's no sense of urgency here at the NCAA, but that's where the Big Ten has to take the lead and step in. They should be able to. They should have access to all of the investigation materials here. Whether it's sources, documents, computers, they should have access to everything. If they want to launch their own investigation quickly, they could do it. They got the fucking money. They could hire an outside firm to jump into this investigation right now, full throttle, cannonball into it. Matthew says, well, he's more skinny. Oh, talking about Connor, the Stallion. Billy says, yes. Odysseus, I think he was, hey, come on, Odysseus. Definitely not that skinny. But I would fight that guy just because he's a Michigan fan. I would love to fight Connor Stallions. So if you guys can hook it up, I'll crush that little fool. Bust out some old school Hulk Hogan leg drops, elbow drops right across the throat. So many things I could do. Figure four. I used to put a figure four on Jeff, my brother from the Sunday night show. I used to give him the figure four leg lock when we were kids. He was hating that. It was Brett the Hitman Hart. PC says, yeah, Gene Smith is on his way out. Not interested in making any waves. No. And it's money, right? This is all driven by money, whether it's the Big Ten, NCAA, the college football playoff committee is obviously in it for money. There's no other reason for them to exist. So you start, chopping off one of the top TV audiences. It's not good. I'm not saying they're the best. They don't rate with the Buckeyes, but the conference gets money. The conference gets that postseason money and splits it. So you start knocking teams out of the Final Four. You're gonna piss off some people, but they did cheat. So, going back to Billy. Billy says MLB was handcuffed by a collective bargaining agreement with Players Union. On the Houston Astros shit with Petiti. Yeah, always excuses, isn't there? Odysseus says, yeah, hopefully he's doing something, talking about Gene Smith. Billy saw the New Heisel thing, go Rick. Yep. Little Dick Rick. Ryan Day's Beard, I really want to know how the Buckeyes are handling this behind the scenes. I know they're going to play. We're focused on the next opponent path, but they're talking about it. I think they are making the proper accommodations as far as the sign stealing goes. Whether Stallions is on the sideline or not, I think the Buckeyes are making all of their proper precautions, whether it's going to wristbands, running plays. You could theoretically just run a guy in with the play every time, old school style, like we did in high school. New player comes in, relays, verbalizes the play to the quarterback in the huddle. Now this is slow moving. You can't do tempo, of course, but other than that, you got to completely change your signals because obviously they already have tape of them from this season. Hell, it could have been last week. They might have got tape of them last week. I don't trust these fuckers. PC says CFP, Big Ten, NCAA are all praying that the whole Team Up North scandal writes itself with a Buckeye win in Ann Arbor. That could fix a lot of things, but would that keep Michigan out is the question. I mean, we can't answer that right now. It depends on who else loses, right? But would they keep Michigan out? I mean, we got in with one loss last year, Odysseus says, I thought 13 ADs, including Gene Smith, are livid. I've heard that, but we haven't heard any movement. Again, back to Billy's point at the beginning, there's not even been a statement. So do something, 13 ADs. They should file a joint statement together, the 13 ADs, including Gene. Matthew says, maybe he's on crack. Badass Buckeye, Ric Flair, figure 4 lockout. I never pulled that. See, I didn't see a lot of Ric Flair when I was a kid. We didn't have that up in Tiffin. We just had, I forget what nights wrestling was on. It's like middle of the week or something. But we never got the Ric Flair, whatever branch of wrestling that was, WCW or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Peace Clan. PC says the DDT, best finisher move in wrestling. Yeah, Jake the Snake. I used to do that to Jeff too. Yeah, I had to practice a lot on wrestling moves on Jeff. Poor bastard. Badass Buckeye says that he has an autographed picture of Jake the Snake. Nice. What about Elizabeth? Wasn't she Jake the Snake's girlfriend? She was never touching that snake. You know what I mean? Odysseus, Ohio State in the CFP makes plenty of money for the conference, and we are clean. No extras. That's very true. No roids here, boys. Billy says Michigan's third most watched team behind us and Bama. I think you're right. They're definitely top 5. So that kind of backs up my point that the CFP, Big Ten, they do not want to cut Michigan out of any postseason play. whether it's Big Ten championship game, college football playoffs. They do not want to have to do that. Just like they don't want to cut us out. Their perfect scenario is getting both teams in like last year, and then of course Georgia and whoever else you want to throw in there. PC says, does anyone but me think that team up north without their stolen plays is not the king shit that a lot of people make them out to be? I agree 100%. Oh, PC's trying to call in. My bad. I agree, PC. They are definitely not. Things took a little bit of a turn when they got all the signs. Hold up, PC, we're coming at you. Right, PC, you are connected. How you doing, man? Oh, there we go. I got you. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, trying to keep up with this shit going on in the toilet up north. Oh my God, what a fucking mess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't seen the video of that jackass on the sideline at the Central Michigan game, you need to look at that because it's a video. It's not just a picture floating around. Is it or isn't it? No, it's full on video and pretty funny because there's at least one play into the sideline where, of course, he was staying right next to the damn coaches. I think maybe the recruiting guy over there or something like
Okay.
that. Anyway, there's a play into the sideline right where he's standing, and like the guy was. And remember, this was the first game, their Michigan State's first game,
Right.
and Stallions, when the play went over his way, he was doing everything he could to look down, look away from the camera because he knew that he was in the freaking frame of the
Yeah.
play of the shot.
Yeah. I
So
saw that.
it was pretty funny, man. Like, but this
Yeah.
was before this whole thing broke, so you knew that well, it was apparent that he knew that he was doing it wrong and he shouldn't have been there and all that. But dude gets a visitor's pass for the visiting bench. Gets their freaking gear, their pretty much
Yeah.
their coach's attire, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Except
and
for the
he's over
shoes.
there.
He
It's
didn't
like
get the right
what?
shoes.
Right, something like Adidas. What was it? It's like
I think they're Adidas and
it's an
he had on
Adidas
Nikes.
school, and like
Yeah.
there you go. It's like like this is before the whole thing. So I'm just wondering, like, are we gonna go back and like every day or two or so, like there's gonna be new videos of this jackass on some sideline somewhere. Let's see, uh, his phone out, recording and all that. And then somebody, I think it was a press conference or something. Somebody asked, I don't know if it was a head coach at Central Michigan or somebody from Central Michigan, like, hey, did you know that jackass was on your sideline back in the game against Michigan State? And he's like, well, I don't know. We don't know anything about it. We're looking into it. Blah blah blah. I
Yeah.
was like, no, man, it's real damn easy to get to the bottom of that. Like,
Should be.
either his name was on file as having a visitor pass or it wasn't, and if it wasn't, how did he get the damn pass to begin with?
Right.
Uh, it's nuts. Anyway, I don't want to just take over the show on that, but
No, that's all right.
that's like the gift that keeps on giving, man. So no,
Yeah.
I really think that we're gonna see the real Michigan when we go up there. They're not gonna have their unfair advantage of knowing our signals, knowing our plays, and all that. It's gonna be the real deal, and I have a strong suspicion that Knowles and Day are going to be cooking up some good shit for that one because it's going to be a banger.
Yep.
We're probably going to be undefeated when we get there. and there's a lot riding on it, of course. And yeah, you're right. They could still lose and still get in, or we could still lose and get in, like
Mhm.
into the playoffs. I mean, yeah, you're right. We could, but that one, there's going to be so much hype around that game going into it, uh, and it's going to be real. That's going to be as probably about as raw as it's going to get. So, a lot of
Mhm.
people. I think I said last time I called. It's a 2-game season. We're talking about Penn State and then Michigan. So now here we are. In just a couple weeks, we'll be at Michigan. Sorry, I'm just not concerned with the games in between now and then. But yeah, it's going to be the only question on those games is who can we keep healthy? Who do we need to put in bubble wrap? Set on the back burner.
Mhm.
Who do we need to break glass in case of emergency? For Michigan, like those kind of guys.
Yeah.
What's the personnel going to look like? Banged up. How banged up and all
Right.
that. That's the only question going into that. Between now and then. But that is going to be a banger. I'm going to say so. Rutgers. So I'm hearing that Rutgers is a pretty decent team this year, which
Mhm.
they're what, 6-2, I thought.
Yeah, 6-2.
You know, I kind of look at them as like a little brother in a way. Not not too concerned that we're going to go over there and lose. We've never lost to them.
Right.
But so I'm going to say for a score prediction here, I usually like to wait till Friday for these, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say 34-9.
Ooh, I like it.
I I know that I don't think they're going to score a touchdown. I think it's just going to be all kicks for them. But from what I gather, the quarterback is a real running threat. But unfortunately for them, that's pretty much all they have. It's
Yeah.
kind of like well, I guess Tebow could sling it from time to time, but this guy, like, he'll just run it. Like that's it. They'll virtually be, might as well just keep, you know, Burke and Igbinosun on the sidelines because there's
Yeah,
virtually no aerial threat whatsoever.
exactly.
So yeah, I'm thinking, and if they run on the ground, they got no chance. So
Exactly.
I'm thinking 34-9.
I like it. I like it. Still the under. I like that. I'm leaning that direction too. And don't forget to get your scores in, folks. Win the T-shirt this weekend, maybe.
Hey,
Um,
who won last week? Sorry, I didn't have a chance to
oh
go
yeah,
back and get the.
that was Buckeye 70-84, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
think I got those
good
numbers right.
good for him or
Yeah.
her, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
This is a
no, but that's
bisexual show.
unisex is the term.
Oh, my bad.
Bisexual has a different connotation there, buddy. It's,
Thanks for setting
that's
me
a,
straight.
it's a little much. So no, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. See what we can work out between now and the game up against those clowns up north.
Yeah.
I I really like so the Wisconsin game. Sounded. I saw a lot of it. I didn't see 100% of it. Had to dip out here and there, but Trey looked real good. You
Mhm.
know, but thing is, every time I say Trey's back, like he's gone for another game. But I don't think
Yeah.
I don't expect that to happen anymore since Mayan's out. So
Right.
pretty much,
Yeah.
train him and Hayden, but they don't seem to want to put Hayden in for whatever reason. I'd like to see more of him.
Yeah, they're going to have to go ahead and burn that red shirt. That plan has to be put on a shelf at this point because uh, we, down Mayan, we need three healthy running backs, and Evan Pryor obviously still is not, 100%. At least he hasn't knocked off all the rust. They haven't given him many snaps at all, and
I was gonna ask you about Pryor. So
yeah,
has he taken any snaps at all? I
he
don't
has.
remember.
Yeah, it was a few
Okay.
weeks ago though. Like I want to say before Notre Dame, maybe. Um,
Oh, okay. Because yeah, he had a red shirt already, so like you can't give him. I don't think you can give it to him twice, but
right. Yeah.
there's no
He had,
need to.
he had 6 carries so far, three against Purdue, three against Western Kentucky, just 14 yards.
Mm. Well, I mean, I guess it's good to know that he's available, but yeah, I'd really like to see Trey stay out there, stay healthy. Train him. He's good in those short yardage situations where last year we would use mine quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I think we use those guys in the 1-2 punch. But be good to have a Mecca back. Uh, it
Mhm.
it sounds like he's gonna go this weekend, but I don't know, man. Like it's almost like I don't want to risk anything until that last game.
Right.
I just don't like. Obviously, we need to win those, but you know, get up 2 scores. Shit, that's it. Take all the playmakers out, wrap them in bubble wrap, and
Yep.
set them to the side. I don't know. I don't want to go into that last game banged up at all because you know that
Yep.
that pretty much is what cost us national championship last year. If
Yeah.
you imagine if we would have been completely healthy, even with
Oh,
JSN and everything, like
yeah. If
like
we
there's
just would have
there's
had
no
a
way
healthy
we would have
running
been
back room, man. Yeah.
yeah. I mean even that. So anyhow, yeah, it's like just win these, just win the next few, bare minimum. I say keep keep the keep the starters safe and warm and
Yep.
cozy and all that, and then just unload it on that last game. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it. But anyway, there's plenty of time between now and then to talk about that. But yeah, this stallion shit is not going away. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So
Right. I
which is
found
pretty good. I enjoy it.
sure. Yeah, yeah. It's when midweek when there's not a lot to talk about, it gives us a little bit of material.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, if I was dating crew, I'd be pissed off, because you know, basically got robbed. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
They robbed us. Like they knew
Yep.
shit about us that they should have known, and
Right.
they used it against us. Yeah, I'm not saying that our guys didn't execute perfect. I'm not saying our guys executed perfectly against them last year or the year before, but more so last year. They definitely didn't. But when they know the calls, and it makes it a lot easier. So
Yeah.
anyhow, um, yeah, definitely interested to see what else is coming. Really haven't heard. Last week when you put out the practice video thing,
Mhm.
I really hadn't seen that or heard that anywhere else. Like there seems to be a little circular reporting on that, or very limited stuff coming out
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yep.
I think there's probably some legal ramifications that people are reasons they're not talking about that. But
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's probably it. I don't know if the investigation is just bogged down in other stuff, or what, but I think it's just a matter of time before we find out what Weiss actually was being charged with, is being
mhm.
charged with. I mean, they got to file charges at some point, right? Um, especially if the FBI is involved.
Yeah.
They don't lose too many cases. Last I checked, so uh, I think that's when we'll find out. Okay, they did a lot of, besides Weiss being a dirtball, he did some other hacking and stealing of the practice footage. I do wonder if if he stole anybody else's practice footage. If he was able to hack into, say Michigan State's, cloud server or whatever.
Oh, I'd be shocked if they didn't. I mean,
Yeah, seems like it.
they're they're stealing signals from everybody. Multiple games of all of their opponents.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something about network of like 40 individuals.
Wow.
Nationwide or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I'd be shocked. Ohio State isn't the sole adversary, and yeah, you go back and look at look at Michigan 20. So what? 2020 was the COVID year, right? What was
Mm-hmm.
the what was their record there? Was it like
2-4,
2-4? See,
2-4, 2-5, something like that. Yeah.
so how do you go from that to fucking you know
Right.
champ playoff contender and all that?
Yeah.
I get it. You're going to win every now and then against Ohio State, but uh, you know, two in a row. But knowing now what we know, what they did, so that all makes a lot of sense now. So I still think that Penn State's going to get them. I really do.
Oh, okay.
It's
Calling it early.
Well, I've been calling it like that
Okay.
because especially now knowing what we know, because the game is over there, and that's no joke. It's
Mm,
that's a tough place.
yep.
So I think truth's going to come out. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game to watch. But and I'm not saying Aller's going to light everything up, but it just it calls into question Michigan's, I don't know, talent or skill or ability to win. Like all of
Yep.
this, like
Yep.
what's real? I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah.
real. They're 8-0. Okay, great. What does that mean? Well, first of all, they haven't played a team worth a damn. But on the other hand, like they had all their plays anyway. So
Right.
what? I don't know. It's they don't. You take that away. I really want to know what that looks like against Penn State. I have a
Yeah.
feeling that they're gonna get got, man.
I like it. I like it. I do want to see them undefeated week 12, but if they happen to stumble beforehand, that won't break my heart either.
Yeah, no, no, not at all. Not for me either. I agree. So, all right, man. Well, I'll
All right.
jump off of here, but I'll continue to listen and comment in the chat and all that. But it's good
Cool.
talking to you, man.
Yeah.
I'll try and call in Friday if I can.
Sounds good. PC. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
You take care.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Oh, folks, you can't believe what I just found. I know you guys have probably already seen a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to share it with you anyways. So these fancy glasses that Stallions is wearing, I have a quick little short video here. Hopefully you can see this. Watch him peek out from behind the big guy and the blue light. Look at the blue light in his right corner of his glasses. Your left, his right, when he peeks out. Yep. Watch this shit. Bloop. Light is on. Bloop. Yeah. And I found Josh Pate's tweet of the sunglasses, Ray-Bans. Not cheap, that's for sure. Not exactly my style, but whatever. But if they record good video, I could make it my style. 300 bones. Yep. Nice. And I got a freeze frame of old, let me stop sharing that. A freeze frame of that photograph here. Again, I know you guys probably already saw this stuff. Just want to share for those who haven't. There's where he pokes his head out from behind the big guy. Dude looks like an O-line coach in front of him. What recording device? Yeah, I got to say, that looks like him. I don't know. Maybe he's got a bunch of disguises in his trunk or something. But Stallions busted. Anyway, it's always fun. Let's check out the chat before we get out the door. Let's go back here. Yeah, Billy, good point. Michigan better cover against Purdue, or the narrative's just going to get louder. Yeah, I was looking at that game earlier, actually, for my Saturday morning picks. 32.5, Michigan's favored. I don't know if they can cover that. That's pretty hefty. What else we have? Billy says if Penn State and we beat them, if Penn State wins and we beat them, playoff committee will breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, definitely. Odysseus says the best way to screw the cheaters up north is to use comms and the helmets to communicate and have dummy signals on the sideline. I like that plan. Still use the signals just to fuck with them. It's a good idea. Yeah, McElwain was their wide receivers coach for a year, I think it was. Good catch. Odysseus, Rutgers hasn't beaten a winning team this year. Excellent point. Billy and Odysseus, I got your scores. I am copying and pasting them now. I think I already had yours, Billy. And I think I had yours too, Odysseus. Yeah, you guys already gave those to me. But good to confirm that. Billy says root for Wisconsin to win out and meet us in the Big Ten championship game. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Odysseus says it's possible we get to Indy winning a three-way tie. Yeah, that three-way tie stuff fucking puts my brain in a pretzel, man. Sounds like stuff they just threw against the wall. Billy says keep Aller and Franklin in your prayers, Buckeye Nation. Yeah. Odysseus, yeah, I saw that Munford slammed Hutchinson in the Raiders-Lions game. Yep. Yeah, PC says about Stallions, what a fucking douche. Billy, dude needs professional help. Yep. PC says none of those jackasses know who he is, but no one asks him who he is either. Yeah. I'm guessing Stallions has a buddy in the Central Michigan staff that got him a pass without having to submit an ID or, tell him who it's for or something, Yeah, PC has his prediction in for the Purdue games. He says no way team up north covers 32.5 against Purdue. Take the under. Yes, definitely taking the under on that one. That was 50.5. Yeah, I agree. What's the weather like? In Ann Arbor, 44 degrees is what they're calling for right now. So a little bit of wind, rain. That could make that just a slugfest. But all right. I think we got everything settled today, but appreciate you guys all popping in. Don't forget, hit the like button. The new people, all the OGs, the TBC OGs know what to do with the like button. Make it your friend. And new people, please familiarize yourself with the like button. It helps other Buckeye fans find the show and everything. And don't forget, the BuckeyeCast.com is the best way you can support the show and get yourself some gear, get a shirt, long sleeve hoodie. I just put out a couple new designs this week, so check it out. Got the Jimmy Harbaugh cheater shirt. Don't forget about that. Everything's on sale still. I appreciate you. And Yeah. Billy says Michigan staffer probably called the Central Michigan staffer to get a pass. That has to be it, right? I mean, it has to be. All right, I'm gonna bounce. I'll talk to you guys later. See you on Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Talk to you later, Billy. Everybody else, we'll see you. Go Bucks.